All right, so this video is all about the best neighborhoods to live in here in the city of Murrieta, California. I'm going to give you my list 1 through 7. I'm going to tell you what I think makes them so great, what makes them so desirable, and why so many people want to live there. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short. I am a realtor and team leader with the Short Real Estate team here in Temecula, California and Murietta, California here at Keller Williams. And again, this video is all about the best neighborhoods to live in the city of Murietta. I'm gonna give you my list. I'm gonna tell you what makes them so great. I'll give you 1 through 7 and show you where they're at on a map and give you some highlights of each. But before I get into my list, if you're liking real estate videos like this, please do me a favor. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Obviously, it's gonna help me, it helps my channel. We're trying to continue to grow it. And then if you guys have any real estate questions, of course, I would love to hear from you. So you can feel free to reach out anytime. You can send me a text, you can email me, you can call me. You're gonna see my information at the end of the video and then also down below. So if you guys have anything I can do to help, please let me know. Or of course, if myself and my team can help you with your real estate search and your move, we'd love to help you do that as well. But let's go ahead and we'll get into the video. I'm gonna switch over the camera view into more of the map style view so I can kind of highlight some of these different areas. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, cool. So we're all set up here with the new view. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well and all the technology will work well. But I'm gonna get into the neighborhoods. I'm gonna kind of go through my list. I'll start with number 1, actually. So we're gonna start with the top neighborhood in the city of Murietta and the most desirable place for people to live, and without a doubt it's definitely the community of the Murietta Ranchos. So that's an area that was built like in the early 2000s. What makes it so desirable for people is 1, it's over on the west side of Murietta, which is really where people want to be. 2, they're all single-story homes, so which there are not a ton of that are out there. They're anywhere from like 2,300 to 3,300 square feet, so they're pretty good size homes. But the biggest thing is they're all big lots and they have no HOA. So the lots are usually about 1/3 of an acre, so about 1/3 to 1/2 of an acre size lots. So definitely much bigger pieces of land than you're going to get in most places in a suburb like this, especially in Southern California. So probably double to triple the size of your average lot. So that's a big thing. With that, again, no HOA. So there's a lot of people like the idea of not having the rules to deal with an HOA. There's wider side yards, and again, because there's no HOA, a lot of people are able to do RV parking. A lot of people have detached structures or little guest houses set up now, all types of stuff. But at the same time, the community is also really, really nice. It's the people that live there, even though there's no HOA, have done a really good job keeping the area up, keeping it updated, and it's really located in the center of town over on the west side of Murietta, so it makes it super accessible to the rest of the city and really just makes it super desirable. So I'll show you where it's at on a map. So the community of the Murietta Ranchos. So West Murietta, so this is the freeway. This is the 15 freeway. It runs for the most part pretty north and south, through town. Then you have the 215 freeway kind of breaks off and runs like northeast that way. And I'll get rid of my red line. So where that freeway is, anything that's going to be on the left side of the freeway, if I can find my mouse, anything on the left side of the freeway is going to be considered West Murietta. So anything over here, this is West Murietta, down this way. So that's West Murietta. Then you have, I'll give you a different color, Central Murietta is between the 2 freeways. So Central Murietta, there's my green lines. And then we'll do orange lines for East Murietta. So East Murietta is kind of on the east side, I guess it goes all the way over here, but east side of the 215 freeway. So that's kind of the breakdown. The freeways really split the area. So West, Central, East Murietta. I'll go ahead and I'll clear all those out. But again, West Murietta tends to be the most desirable part of town for people to live in. And where the Murietta Ranchos are, they're basically, they're right about here. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm pretty close there. I'll do another little little map here, but basically right here. So it's on the west side of Murietta. As you can see, they're kind of in the middle of town, so super accessible. It makes it really easy to get over to the rest of the city, but without a doubt, and the price point is going to show you, so it's pretty much impossible to find anything in there for under $1 million now. Maybe something in the high 900s if it needs a lot of repair, or updating. But the price point is definitely there. It's a higher price point neighborhood, but super desirable and definitely where people want to live. All right, so number 2 on my list here is going to be the community of Greer Ranch. So Greer Ranch is a super cool community. It is located more in the north part of Murietta, so I'll show you where that's at on the map. So again, we have the freeways. You have this big road running across town that's Clinton Keith Road. Basically, it runs from the east side all the way to the west side of the city and actually connects you over to like Winchester. So it's a very main road, but where Clinton Keith Road is, at the north part of Clinton Keith, is going to be where Greer Ranch is. So you can see it kind of labeled there on the map. So right here, it is a guard gated community. So there's a couple entrances to the community. It's guard gated. They offer a lot with the HOA. I think it's only one of only 2. There's really 3. I believe it's 3 communities in town that are guard gated. One of which is 55 plus. So only 2 that are non-age restricted. So it's not a super common thing here, but it's guard gated. There's community pool, community spa. There's a clubhouse, and also just the way the community is built. It's kind of terraced, so it's built like on a hillside. So because it's terraced, there's a lot of houses that have a super nice view. A lot of very nice houses, anywhere from probably 2,200 up to north of 4,000 square feet. So great big places. You're going to see some really cool lots there, and it's definitely a higher end community for the city. All right, so community number 3 on my list is the area of Copper Canyon. So Copper Canyon, again, is over on the west side of Murietta. I'll show you where that's at on the map. So right here, again, you have the freeway, the 15 freeway, again, kind of north and south. On the west side of Murietta, this area over here is like the Copper Canyon area. So very close to where the Murietta Ranchos are. It's a little bit more on a hillside, so you get some views and things like that. But because it's over to the side of the city, there's not a ton of traffic there. Most of the people that are driving up there are people that already live there. Although there are a lot of houses, it's not really like a main road on that Calle de Oso Oro road. And people like the high schools are close, the middle school's close, the elementary school is close. There's one right there in the middle of the community. Again, there's shopping close by, and people like that they don't have to really weave in and out of traffic to get in and out of the neighborhood, right? It's really accessible to the freeway, so super easy to get on one of the off ramps there and get on the freeway. So that's community number 3. That is going to be Copper Canyon. All right, so number 4 on my list is the community of Murietta Oaks. Murietta Oaks, I think, is a really nice place. I think I might like Murietta Oaks more than a lot of people in town. So I don't think most people consider it necessarily like a hot top-end community. I think it's really nice. It's a newer community, so it was built kind of more in the mid-2000s. So compared to part of the other parts of town, you're definitely on the newer side, but built in the mid-2000s. It's a big area. It's relatively flat. There is a little bit of a hill, like a downhill out in the back of the community, but it's nice. There's no HOA. So personally, I think that's a plus, right? So if you want an HOA, then you're not going to be a thing for you there. But I forgot to mention, Copper Canyon has no HOA too. So that's a plus. But it's newer. There's long streets, there's cul-de-sacs, there's an elementary school right in the middle of the community, and you're right by the freeway. So where that's at, again, that's kind of in your central Murietta, kind of very close to the east side, so that's your 215 freeway, and then Murietta Oaks is like right here, butts right up to the freeway. So technically it's considered more in that central Murietta area, but right there on the border, there is a high school that's right down the street as well. Although you're not zoned for that high school, a lot of people will transfer there to make it easy to get their kids to go to school. Again, there's an elementary school located within the community there, and I think it's a really nice place. The taxes are a little bit higher there, so it is something to pay attention to, but I think Murietta Oaks is a really nice community. All right, so number 5 on my list is the community of Central Park. Central Park, I think, is a really, really nice community. It's definitely one of my favorites between Temecula and Murietta. It is actually the first one we're going to talk about that's on the east side of the city. So it's located in East Murietta, and really it's actually right on the border of Temecula and Murietta. So where it's on a map, again, we're looking, this is the 215 freeway. We're looking over on the east side, so we're East Murietta. And we're actually pretty far over, kind of up here is the, I guess, I should do a better circle here, but this is the Central Park area. So it's actually even east of Winchester Road, so that's Winchester Road. You're a little more east of that. What I like about it, again, is you're right on the border, so it might be kind of hard for you guys to see on the video, but where the different shades of yellow are becomes Temecula. So like the border for Temecula is like right here. So anything on this side is considered Temecula. So it's right there. It just depends what side of the street that you're on. But I think the location is really good. Also, a lot of people do like that area because it's another community that has a little bit more character. So it's not necessarily just a bunch of stucco boxes like a lot of this area can be. You're going to see some different roof lines, some different pitches, a little more like character in some of the facades of the different houses. So that can be a good thing for people. But also, there's a really nice HOA and it's super cheap. I think it's still just right about $40 a month or so. I think it's gone up a little bit, but it's under $50 a month is the HOA. There's a really nice community pool, there's community park, there's a community spa, there's a clubhouse. And again, I think the location is really good because you can access Murietta or Temecula super, super easily. And I think it's a really nice community. All right, so number 6 on my list is Spencer's Crossing. Spencer's Crossing is the newest of construction communities that we're going to talk about for Murietta. So really, they started getting built in probably about 2008, all the way until, I think they're even still wrapping up some new construction now, if not over the last year or so. They've just finished, probably the last 6 months or so. So you can find houses that are built 2008, 2009, 2012, all the way 2016, 18, 20, 21, 22, so in 23. So it's a very large community. Again, it's back over on the east side of Murietta. So again, we'll give you that reference point of the freeway. There's that 215 freeway. We're over on the east side, and here is the Spencer's Crossing area. So it is, what I think is nice about it, again, it's newer construction, so you have some really cool layouts, definitely more open concept. You're going to have some of the nice, more trendy, finishes that people like, and quartz counters and waterfall islands and all that type of stuff, removed walls, so definitely open concept layouts, etc. Also, there's some really nice parks. There's a massive sports park that's over there, although that is a public park, but there's other parks located in the community. There's multiple pools, there's a ton of walking trails in the community. I think you get a lot for your money with HOA, although it was a little bit more expensive, and you do have a little bit higher taxes there, so that's something to know. What some people don't like about that area, is that it is so far northeast, so it's a little bit farther out. It can be hard to access and get to the other parts of Murietta. So because where you're at on a map, right, a little bit more northeast, you're kind of on the border of Winchester. So anything over to the side here is going to be considered Winchester. So you're really butting up right against the border of the city limits. But again, if you're going to have to make a trip over to the west side of Murietta to go to somebody's house or whatnot, I mean, getting across town here it's a pretty big hike, and it doesn't look that far on a map, but it can easily take you 20-25 minutes just to go from one side of town to the other. Also, if you're on the freeway and if you're commuting and you have to come up this freeway all the way and then get off, go so far north and then go all the way east, it can take a while. So if you're a commuter, it can be a little bit of a tough place to live, but people love the layouts, and that's always going to be a big thing for people. So I definitely think it's a good area. All right, so number 7 on my list is the area of Central Murietta. So this is kind of broad. It's not necessarily a specific neighborhood per se, but it's an area that I think is a really nice place to live, and I think it's an area that most people would be happy living in, and it's a place that's going to be hard to go wrong in. So as the name would imply, Central Murietta, you're right between the freeways. So you have 15 freeway, you have 215 freeway, and your Central Murietta area is kind of like just right about here, just right in the middle, right between the two freeways. So what makes it so nice is just that it's the location, right? You're right there in the center of town. It's super easy to get on the 215 freeway, super easy to get on the 15 freeway, and if you need to go north, if you need to go south, it's just really easy to access either other parts of town or go to Temecula, or if you're going to make trips out of town, etc. The other thing that makes it really desirable is most of that area is going to have no HOA and super low property taxes. So that makes it definitely more affordable. I would consider it definitely more of like a bread and butter, kind of your average typical home in Murietta. You're going to find smaller homes, you're going to find larger homes, so you do get like a large array of sizes there. You might find something for 1,300 square feet, 2,000, 2,500, up to 3,400 square feet. So there's a big range there, but it definitely tends to be a little bit more affordable, and the taxes are a little bit lower, and you're not having that HOA, which is a monthly cost as well. The location where it's at, I think it makes it super desirable. The downside for people can be the age of the houses. So they tend to be a little bit older homes, so not 100%, but for the most part, a lot of that area was going to be built anywhere from like the mid 90s to the mid 2000s. So 95 to 98, 99, 2001, 2002, 2003. So that's why you're going to see a lot of those lower taxes. A lot of those houses are going to have no HOAs, but because the homes tend to be a little bit older, the layouts might be a little bit more chopped up, right? So in 1995, homes tended to have more of a formal living room and a formal dining room and your family room area. So a little bit more chop up in the layouts, but definitely going to be priced pretty well. And I think it's something that's going to be pretty good value. And then just as far as a pure location goes, I think it's really convenient to be in the center of town, to be able to jump on the freeways real easily. And I think for most people, it's going to be a great option. All right, so that's my list. 1 through 7. Hopefully that's some good information for you guys. Gives you some highlights of some of the best neighborhoods and some of the places that people really want to be in when they live here in the city of Murietta. If you guys have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. And again, if anything that I can do to help, you can feel free. You can call, you can text, you can email, and keep an eye out. We'll have a new video out for you next week, and hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks.